So I'm going to go ahead and start off by just showing you the quick type ahead, read ahead feature for functions, which I think is really neat. So I'm just going to go to an empty cell over here, and one of the functions that I may say that I want to use is that import HTML. Now what I can do is just start typing import, and once I start typing import, and actually I forgot my equal sign there, I'm going to go back there. If I click on equal and type in that import, and start typing what I want, you'll notice it will automatically bring up anything that I've already got. Now if I go ahead and back up that little bit, you'll notice it brings up all of the different functions that I'm trying to do here, which would be something of importing, and it gives me that type ahead, read ahead feature, and I can go ahead and just select one of those that I'm looking for, and it will go ahead and automatically get me ready to start entering my data. Now I can go ahead and go to a site and start grabbing information, and I'm not going to waste your time with that because that's kind of cut and paste time. Well, what you can do is when you're doing any of this, let's say for example you start typing something, it'll actually flag anything that's an error. So if I just go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and grab some data from another web page. So I just went to my other page and grabbed that data. Now I'm going to come back in here, and you'll notice that in the yellow gold area here it tells me exactly how my function needs to be typed out. Now if I just come in here and go ahead and click on paste, you'll notice it will go ahead and over to the right side here, it's going to flag anything that is not correct right now. And you can see right off the bat, it lets me know that I've got something a little bit off here. And what I needed to do is come in here and add my quote mark. So if I go ahead and add my quote mark and then start going from there, you'll notice how my entire web page that I've grabbed starts going into green, letting me know that I'm in good shape. So if I go ahead and start adding my other things here, I am now ready to go on to my next step, and it will give me my three little dots that may be a little hard for you to see there on the screen, but that lets you know what's coming next. So that's kind of a cool feature there. So I just wanted to show you that type ahead, read ahead feature about the errors piece. Now another thing I just wanted to show you is how you can filter things with those different values. So let's say I want to concentrate on my closing stock prices here. I'm going to grab some prices here. I'm going to grab part of my column E. I'm going to go up to my filter section and button here, and I'm going to click on that button there. It adds that filter button to that column, and if I click on this, what you're going to notice is this new option of filter by condition. And if I click on that, it brings up another box below. I can click on that, and you can see from here it gives me all of these different options that I can filter this data from. So now I can go ahead and select which option is best for whatever I'm trying to do. And let's say I want to say something is greater than, and I can go ahead and enter a value or a formula for that actual area there. So I could say I just want to grab anything that is greater than 549. And OK, and you'll notice that we'll go ahead and filter that information in that one little area that I've looked at. Lets me know that I am in filter mode with that green on it, and I can always come over to the upper right and turn that filter off and go back to my original data. So one more new function is adding that filtering of rows and columns by conditions, and you access that from the filter button. Now another couple things that I'm just going to throw out there that you can do is you can add calculated fields to pivot tables in order to apply formulas to pivot table data, and then you can also use that GETPIVOTDATA function to retrieve data from a pivot table. The last thing I want to show you that is a new change is kind of what a warning or a heads up box you could call it, and when you're trying to edit part of a sheet that you shouldn't be, and it will go ahead and give you a little pop-up box, and that's kind of new as well. And just to demonstrate that, I had a protection put on this last column here. So let's say for example I go to this column and I want to go ahead and work with it, and I accidentally hit that delete button. If I hit that button and go ahead and get into it and start editing it, and then click away from it, you'll notice that it goes ahead and gives me a warning box of heads up, you're trying to edit part of the sheet that shouldn't be changed accidentally. Am I sure I want to go ahead and edit this anyway? So it's kind of a nice feature to have that heads up piece to it. So those are some great changes that have been made to Google Sheets, and hopefully you'll enjoy those and go ahead and start working with those right away. Have a great night, everyone.